Good morning, babies. Hi, how are you? Hey there, welcome. This is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? The song I got on shuffle here is Run This Town by Jay-Z, Rihanna, and Kanye West. Feel it coming in the air, hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to the thrill. It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem, tell me now. Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight. We are, yeah, I said it, we are, this is Rock Nation, pledge your allegiance. Get your fatigues on, all black everything, black cards, black cars, all black everything. And our girls are blackbirds riding with the Dillingers. I get more in depth if you boys really real enough. This is La Familia. I'll explain later, but for now, let me get back to this paper. I'm a couple bands down and I'm trying to get back. Okay. So, what I'm getting here, because I'll start with the first card that came out, is Just Try in reverse. So, someone's being held back. And with this song, I'm getting that, someone's being called to do something, like you feel, especially because we had the warrior card fall out, you feel called to fight for something, come forward, because our light attributes is strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. You feel the need to, fight for something you believe in, but you're not sure what it might be, like an overwhelm, or like, what if I'm judged, or you've never done something to this extent. And I saw 222 on the clock, and this card is number 32. And so you've never done anything to this extent. I'm also seeing this as a mole, and maybe that's like, you've always been like underground, undercover, if you will. And maybe you have been doing this undercover, like collecting data and stuff like that. And now you're ready to come forward, but, or like you feel the need to come forward and be a warrior and express these things, but you don't know how, and you don't know how to come forward and like put this out into the public. But it's asking you to just try and just put yourself out there. But you're overthinking. You're like, well, what do I do? How do I go about this? I mean, there is some strategy needed, but I'm getting here with the prayers answered card, number 12, that you just need to pray. And so yes, you've been doing like this undercover stuff, collecting data, or just your intuition or your inner knowing has guided you to like run into something that you feel needs to be exposed, but you're not sure how to do it. You're afraid because you've never done anything like this. You never put yourself out there. But you're being asked to pray to get your answer, to get how to do this. Because we have the buffalo here, the bison here. And that's telling me that you need to stand strong in your beliefs, because, bison are really big animals, but they're very stubborn, and they don't move. They're a traveling herd, but like, if you as a human come face to face with the bison ain't moving. It'll be like, bitch, what? Like, come step to me. I'm a big ass mammal. You're tiny. No. So like that, you're being asked to stand strong and follow your intuition, because they do travel, like they're a migratory herd. So you're being asked to follow your intuition, your inner guidance, that natural instinct to where you need to go, and where, you know, like where the food is, where you're going to be nourished, where it's going to serve you to follow this divine purpose, this drive to be be a warrior, fight for this. And since it's prayers answered, like as soon as you pray and then you meditate, you ask yourself to be protected, because I'm also seeing that bison as protection. And with that little heart around the bumblebee, the same thing. Ask for protection. Ask for your, every morning, just whenever I'm praying, I ask that the illusions be lifted off people's eyes and they see the truth, internally and externally, like spiritually and physically, in spirit and in flesh. So we can all, you need to pray for that for yourself and others, so that you can move accordingly and get the protection and the guidance that you need to move forward into your purpose, since you feel called to move forward and step into a different role if you haven't been in this role before. And we have You Are What You Think at the bottom of the deck. And it was in reverse as well. So check that you aren't getting into this, like falling into these fear control forms that keep you small and keep you from stepping out and putting yourself out there and following your purpose. Because that's how the enemy wins. That's how the enemy keeps you from exposing this truth of, like, the undercover stuff you've been doing, whether it's just you existing and you happen to run into stuff that needs to be exposed or whatever, whatever calling you feel to. Check that you're not being like, oh, no one's going to listen to me, that type of thing. Check if you start thinking that, you need to check those behaviors, those thoughts, because for one, they're not yours. And two, you are what you think. So you are creating that for yourself. If you think, yeah, I'm important, I have important information, I have an important job to do, and I need to come forward. And so checking, like, as soon as you get that thought, switch it up and be like, no, I'm a fucking warrior. I'm meant to do this. And we have shame in reverse. So, you're going to have to get over this, like, oh, what if I'm judged? What if I'm this, that? Your internal compass. You pray for clarity, and don't be afraid to be, judged or whatever, because this is your purpose. And you're going to reach the right people. As long as your heart's in the right place, there will be a way made. And you just have to keep praying and believing in yourself, and that you're doing the right thing, and that you need to expose the truth, or whatever needs to be come forward, or however you need to act. Not being afraid of, the judgment, stuff like that. Just let that shame go. And we have the Source in reverse. So once again, that's just a reminder to keep praying, to get clarity, that your mind isn't clouded by information that you're taking in, or, people trying to project on you to stop you from your purpose, especially, people that work for the enemy. And when I say that, they don't always intentionally know that they're just an open vessel, and they allow things in and out, and they aren't aware that they're working from a dark side. They are not aware of that. And so, like, don't get in that. There are some, like, just straight malicious people, but, like, some of them just are so unconscious and open vessels that they're just puppets, and they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. But make sure that you're praying up and believing in your faith and in yourself, because the Source being in reverse is telling me, like, if you're not tapped in, protected, praying up, asking for the truth to be exposed, and the wool to be pulled off of your eyes and everyone's eyes, things can get really clouded, and then you lose your path, you lose your way. And I'm not trying to put fear in it. It's just a reminder that, while, especially if you're doing this really intense, like, divine path work, you have to be very diligent with your thoughts and what you what is yours and very familiar with yourself. Because especially if you're in your divine purpose, people will try to stop you at any, the enemy especially, like, you know, the enemy's little pawns will try to stop you at any step, any thought to block you, because you're making such a huge difference and you're defeating the enemy by walking in your purpose. So checking that you're not, you know, in these toxic thoughts, because we have the toxic card here, and staying vigilant, because we have the vigilance card. Checking, because see how she has like the little third eye here, checking your thoughts and being like, okay, was that mine or not? Is that a projection? Is that something trying to pull me off my path? Is that an illusion? Questioning those things, and then listening to your gut, becoming more and more in tune with your spirit team, your intuition, and how they talk versus the stuff that's getting projected on you. And yes, you might hear those like projections in your voice, but you'll know it's not you. Because you, especially if you pray up and ask to get messages aligned with only pure source, most high, you will only get messages that are not filled with fear. So anything that's fearful, negative, you know, sabotage, that type of thing, that's the enemy working, that's a projection, and that's just something you need to stay vigilant on, so you can keep walking in your path with strength. And that's just going to be part of this journey of like following your divine purpose, is checking your thoughts and being like, is that mine or is that somebody else's? Or is that the enemy trying to block me from, you know, me stepping into this true warrior energy, you know, fighting for what I believe in and putting myself out there. Because we have a world of dreams under here. So this, you have the key, especially because we have look within in reverse. You have the key with this key at her heart. You have the key to make this a whole new world. You have the key to shift the world. You just can change the world. And by, you know, praying up, following your divine purpose, listening, you know, migrating, like with that bison, you know, migrating to what you need to, and listening to that internal compass, that natural just instinct, you have the ability to change the world, change the vibration of everything, shift things in huge ways. And the enemy doesn't want you to know that. They don't want you to look within. They don't want you to know that you have the key to everything, you know, and that you have the ability to listen to your intuition. You have that ability. And so that's, once again, checking you are what you think. What are you thinking of yourself? Are you thinking you're just this one little person that can't make a difference? Like, check those thoughts, because you can make a difference. You are meant to shift this world. You are meant to completely shake up the control forms that were. You're meant to completely tear all of that down and shift the dynamic, the vibration of our world. Oh, and we also have lucid under that, and I'm called to that. It's number 17, so that might be significant to you. So you have the ability to just create magic. You have that strength. You have that ability. So remind yourself that. And we have, I was pulling these cards, and we have vampire in reverse and unlikely. And as you keep praying up and protecting yourself, and so there's like a full moon right there. And, you know, that's always, to me, like, you know, when you are outside and it's a clear night and the moon is full, you can see a lot in the dark. So getting that, asking to get these darker things exposed, any sort of spell work, projections, veils, cloaks lifted, so that we may see the truth and, you know, expose what needs to be exposed, so we can see what's in the dark. You know, keep praying for that. Like, you just praying for that is making a difference. And then when you start acting on it and following this divine path and fighting for what you believe in as a warrior, you can make a huge difference. You're meant to do this. This is your calling. So whatever you feel called to do, take steps towards that. Let's see. Depleting, so shadow attributes, depleting others for psychic survival. Chronic complaining and codependency. So, and since we got unlikely with that, you're not, as long as you're praying up and asking and working to expose this stuff, it's gonna work. It will work. And these vampires and, you know, things that hide in the shadows will be exposed. The spell work, the veils, the cloaks, that will all be lifted as long as you believe that you have that ability. It's all about your faith and the power of your will and mind. And we have be assertive. So that's, you know, just as I was saying, the power of your will and mind. You have to be assertive. You have to put your foot down when you have those doubts of like, oh, it's just a prayer. It's just a, you know, one little step I was called to do. It's not, yes, every single fucking breath you take has purpose. As long as you put that purpose into it, that thought, that intention into it, everything you do can make a fucking difference. And, you know, just as you pray and truly believe that that is going to shift things, you know, you walk with purpose and pray to be guided to walk with purpose. Every breath I take has a meaning. Please guide me on what that needs to do, or, you know, just energetically, you know, each breath you inhale light and higher vibration and exhale all the negative and transmute it into, you know, more light, whatever, you know, aligns with you. But you have to be assertive, because the enemy is going to try and get you to question everything and be like, nah, like, or fall off your, you know, your path of prayer or following your intuition. You're going to have to be assertive and stay diligent with that. And vigilant, and take control and fight for that. Look for a sign. So this is, since it's in reverse, this may be that you need more spatial awareness. So that could be like your whole body, like becoming more in tune with your whole body, what you feel on everything, smell, your skin, being more into your body, like feeling all of that stuff. That's going to help you be more in tune with your intuition and guide it, because you're not always going to see a physical sign, you know, especially if you're, you know, you're caught up in like the 3D, you know, you're at work and stressed about something silly, and, you know, you can get caught up in that, so you won't always be able to catch like the physical stuff. But you have to pay attention to your body, your just that physical, complete whole body stuff. Like, okay, what does my big toe feel like? Suddenly I got a little pain in there. What does that mean? Where do I need to go? I got a little tingle in my elbow. Where do I need to, what way is my elbow pointing? Where do I need to go? What do I need to pay attention to? Because that might need to bring your eyes, your physical eyes and your physical body to turn to look at something to get a message. So being more aware of that, spatially aware, physically aware. What does your body feel like? What do you smell? You suddenly walk through an area and you smell something. You're like, okay, what is that? What is that? What's the message there? So like getting back into like, okay, talk to me, spirit. What do I need to know? So just catching yourself that you're not like just getting caught up in like the weird little everyday things, like your boss is like rushing you or something like that, like those little things. Getting back to what your true purpose is here. Like, yes, obviously still do your work, because there might be, your purpose might be there as well, but just don't get caught up in that 3D stuff, the physical stuff, and paying attention to your body more than anything. And you're ready. So this here is getting with this just try in reverse. Just try. You're ready. You have this power. You have the strength. I'm saying this is, you know, your spirit team handing you your assignment. You're ready. You're ready to take this responsibility. You're ready to hold this key. You're ready to step into this. Especially because like there's like a city kind of behind her, and I'm just seeing that as a key. Like you're getting the key to the city, you're getting the key to your purpose, you're getting this responsibility, this power, and you have to believe in yourself because you can fumble it and fall prey to the enemy of like doubt, fear, anxiety, all that stuff. You are meant to follow this purpose. Whatever you're guided to fight for, you are meant to follow this. And we have listen to your intuition in reverse. So just keep checking yourself that you're not getting caught up in this bullshit, the 3D stuff, or like falling prey to like say like you get an intuitive hit to like do something and then you start like overthinking it and then you're like maybe that wasn't it, or like somebody gaslights you because especially because this happens to me all the time. I'll like say something and I know it's the truth, like I just because I can see the person's reaction, but because they're so caught off guard that I knew this just intuitively, they'll be like, no, I've never done that, like what are you talking about? And you can tell, or they just get so over the top with it that and defensive. So like listen and pay attention to those little like things, because that's them trying to like gaslight you into like not trusting your intuition and exposing these things that you need to expose. So just trust, don't let anyone sway you from your knowing. And that's going back to being assertive, trusting yourself, feeling confident in your abilities, and knowing that you are in your purpose. You are here to do this work, this really important work, and you're ready to do this. You hold the key. You're being handed the key and this responsibility. If you weren't ready, you wouldn't get this drive. You wouldn't have this urge, you wouldn't have, stumbled upon this information, or, whatever it is with this mole. Because I'm just seeing that as like, when there's a mole in the group or something like that, like you wouldn't be handed this or run into this information if you weren't ready. And now you are. You have this ability, this strength. You just have to stay confident in yourself and know that, the enemy will try to sway you from any sort of bullshit. Like, give you this bullshit, like the fear, that type of stuff to stop you from living in your divine purpose. And a way that you can know that you're truly living in your divine purpose is when people start trying to sabotage you, try to block you, try to get you to question things. That's how you know you're truly living in your purpose, because you're pressure, you're threatening because you're in your power. And that's exactly what you want. So when it's like almost like a immediate feedback of, oh, these people are trying to sabotage me, gaslight me, all this stuff. I'm living in my purpose. Perfect. Thank you for that immediate feedback. Yes, I'm doing the right thing. Even though it sucks and it's uncomfortable and you're like, why are these people just suddenly assholes? Like, what the fuck? It's just take it as the immediate feedback. You're doing the right thing. You're in the right place. You're following these things, and you're putting pressure on the enemy. And that's good. That's where you want it. You want to be being like, nah, you ain't winning. We run this town. No. Life's a game and it's not fair. What does it say? Life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep doing my own thing, walking tall against the rain. Victories within the mile. Almost there. Don't give up now. Don't give up. So when you're getting gaslit and all this happy shit, stay assertive. You know your purpose. Do not let a single person, vampire, sway you from being in this warrior energy. You are meant to do this. You are meant to fight, whether it's spiritually, physically, whatever. You are meant to go out there and follow your purpose. And do not let any motherfucker sway you from that. Even if you have to drop every single person that's in your group off of you, just because the bigger picture, the bigger purpose is more important. Don't get caught up in this little 3D silly stuff. That stuff is all going to shift as soon as, we keep bringing these higher vibrations in. That's all going to change. These people will change. It's just a matter of, you're meant to be a leader. You are meant to step out and stand up and, you know, walk tall against the rain. They're trying to rain on your parade. They're trying to, you know, keep us down, keep us in the dark, keep us in the dark with these illusions. But it's unlikely. They're not winning. We're here to expose the truth with this, you know, full moon and that light. We're here to expose all of that. And so I did not notice this, but they're like in the ocean, this angel is. So, you know, listening to your emotions and your internal compass, there might be like emotions projected on you and stuff like that, and you just need to work through it. Realize like, okay, maybe this is something I need to work through. And if you can't, what's the word? Like work through it, transmute it, it's not yours, and that needs to be cast off. So, you know, give it back to God, give it back to Most High, give it back to universe, whatever you believe in, whatever, you know. I like saying that because, for one, it's all the same, and that's just my own opinion. But two, I know a lot of people have been like, it's almost like a trauma when it comes to like saying God, like Christian God, because of like the control and just people you've experienced like growing up and like being raised in a religion. So like I always try to make sure that, you know, just because you don't call it God and you call it the universe, it's all the same. We're all working for the same people. We're all working for the light. So don't get caught up in that. I felt the need to say that, so maybe somebody was wondering or being like, oh, I don't know, like it's all the same. We're all working against the enemy, the darkness, whatever, you know, these negative, heavier vibrations that are, you know, they've lost their grip of control, and we're all on the same page here. So on that note, I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep following your divine purpose and keep fighting the good fight. I love you so much. Have a good day.